read those words? Do you want to read the words to your mom and show her the magazine that she is a part of? And so with all of that, it's only $50. You send in a picture, you send in a love of sentiment, and you have a whole page. We also have, for those moms who are not here and they are in heaven, we also have a section for those moms who went on and they're now watching. Send us in a picture. If you want to send in a sentiment, you can do that also, but we're going to honor those moms too. And so again, it's only $30 to be featured. You also have to subscribe to the magazine, which is only $10.66 per month. Like, we have $10.66 per month, and we provide you with valuable information each and every month. And like I said, all proceeds are going towards youth aging out of the foster care system. So why not? Why not value your mom or shower your mom with a different type of gift this year? I think this is just such an amazing opportunity, and I think it's such an amazing idea to do.
Oh my God! And then the magazine is so beautiful. You know, the magazine is so beautiful. And then also, I know that you offer printed copies, so they'll have the option once the magazine is published to get printed copies, and that's a souvenir to keep. Aisha, thank you so much for coming in, chiming in, and thank you so much for tuning in with us. Thank you. Am I saying her name right?
Yeah, Aisha.
Okay, Aisha. And I think she was in the background, wasn't she? In backstage?
I'm not sure. Probably.
Yeah, I think we were going to get to you, Aisha. You can come back if you want to come back. I wanted to make sure you were okay with being public, though. So if you want to come in with us, by all means, come on back in. We'd love to have you. And so the other thing I wanted to tap on for a little bit was your books, the books that you wrote based on your experience. Share a little bit about the two books you wrote.
Yes. So the first book that I wrote is called Leaked: Spilling Secrets of Trauma. It's an autobiography of my life, and that book came about in such a strange way for me at that time, because I didn't know that I was going to write a book, and I just out of nowhere, I'm spiritual, and and the spirit said right. And so I'm like, right, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Just dismissing it. Like, ain't nobody, I'm just hearing some things. I'm not gonna tell nobody. I'm not sharing that with nobody. Not even my best friend Kathy for being on here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sharing it with anybody. I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell my husband. I didn't tell nobody. And then a few weeks later, I went to my sister-in-law's church. I've been going to this church for a long time now. I've been there, plenty of times. And when I went to her church, I allowed her bishop to prophesy over me. Now, I was one of those people. I believe in God, but when you talk about prophesying over somebody, I'm just like, oh boy, these people gonna try to pass out, run around the church. You know what you see on TV? I'm like, yeah, that ain't real, whatever, right?
Right.
Wasn't believing. I wasn't.
Audience, you hear that New Yorker coming out?
Like I wasn't beat for it. Then I just got up and allowed him to prophesy over me. And as soon as he laid his hand on my head, he said, "What are you waiting for? Yahweh told you to write, and you're not being obedient." And when you would have thought I was in a movie, I fell to the floor. I started crying and just pouring out, because I didn't tell anybody that. And that was God, because nobody knew. And for him to say that, I was like, oh my God. I came home that night and I started writing. I didn't know what I was writing, but I started writing and went. And that was a Saturday night. And then that was a Friday night. And then I went by that next Friday, I actually read what I was writing, and I was writing my life. And I didn't even know it. And so I finished that book in 3 months, started going, and from there it has been just top speed. Wow. And so that book was written from the statement, what happens in this house stays in this house. And you guys know that statement. Like what? Like, you bet not tell nothing. You bet not tell nobody what mama and daddy none doing in that house, right? You bet not think about it. And so that's when my chains started to break. My chain started to break, things started to fall, and it was just like, this is not something that I'm going to hold on to. This is not something that I'm doing. Family was mad when this book came out. They called me, questioning, well, why would you say yourself? And I said, let me tell you something. You are still held on to whatever the stronghold was that's holding you. You're still hold on to guilt. You're still hold on to all of those things, but I can no longer be held on to that. I'm going to be held accountable for my actions, and I'm going to start holding people accountable for theirs. And whether you hold yourself accountable, that's going to be on you, but I'm going to move according to his word and his speed. So I don't care. Now, don't get me wrong. I was hurt. Like, I couldn't understand, like, why nobody could, support and understand. Forget like buying my book, but why couldn't you understand? Like, you were here too. Like, these things happen to you, and here you getting mad at me. Like, what the hell, right? And so it was just like, like I had to remove the people from my life that was toxic. And my husband, he said it best, and I tell everybody this now. Like, family, blood family, you can't remove blood family from being your blood family. But just because they're your blood family don't mean that they're family. Like, you have to now have your definition of family. And it just was like, I used to fight him on that, and it was just like, no, because that's my family and this and that. And I had to realize, no, my team is my family. Marissa, you're my family, right? Like, like the my squad behind me that supports me, that loves me, that tells me when I'm wrong, that's out there, that's doing it with me. That's who my family is. And so I had to really, it was a hard pill to swallow, but I had to do that. And so with understanding all of that, and with still breaking these cycles of abuse and repetition, and being triggered and doing all these different things and trying to work it out, I wrote a second book called Revealed to Heal, Working from the Inside Out. And in this book, it's like a self-help guidebook. And so it's not a book that's going to lead the way for you, but it's a book that's going to start your beginning process of what it is you need to do. And in that book, it's scripture in that book. There's small stories in that book. There's things that you can do for healing in that book. There's songs in that book. There's did I say scriptures? You meditate. Like, I give you a step-by-step guide of things that you should do on a daily basis. And it's not a book that you need to just read right through. It's a book that you need to work through.
Digest.
So yes, and it's definitely an amazing book. Definitely, had a lot of reviews on that book, and the pour out was just amazing. The pour out was amazing.
Yes. And can these people can the viewers get your book from your website?
They can get it from my website, and they can also get it from Amazon as well.
Oh, get it from her website, because then you can get a signed copy. I always say that.
True. Yes, that is true. You see why she's my business coach?
Yes. You bless her more by getting it directly from her than getting it from Amazon. Amazon is just a way of validating that she is a published author, that we are published authors. But you want to buy directly from the author, because we get blessed better and more abundantly that way. And then we can sign your book and send it to you. You hit several points, Octavia, why it's important to speak your truth. And I want you to answer that, but I'm going to just start you off with, how I feel about that. And I believe that this is a truth, because to whom much is given, much is required. When you come to a certain place in life, it is vulnerability for us to share what has gone on with us. Right. But at the same token, it's for the greater good. And it's not about us anymore, because if we've come to this place where we recognize that, that we have to share because it's wrong, and we have to expose it. Right? We have to expose the wrong in order for us to what? Your book says it all. Your business, your foundation says it all. Reveal it so that you can heal it. Reveal to heal, because the minute you own it is the minute you can be free from it. If you keep ignoring it. And so what I got was sin. When people know that they should have done something differently, when there's a level of guilt of any kind, they will defend their guilt, because then they have to own it. That means they have to own up to it, and they have to face it, and they have to take the consequences. And if they're not ready for that, or they don't want to do that, that's why they'll never be in support of you being so transparent. I remember the be seen and be seen and not heard. That was one of the proverbs we had. We said, how can you have our young people be seen and not heard? We all have a voice. We all have a value. We have to value. We have to listen to them so that we can set them free, so that we can be that guiding point for them. So I want to go back to, why is it important to speak your truth? What's your view on that?
Everyone should speak their truth. We are not taught, because this is something that we're not taught to do when we are younger. And so when we get older, we kind of give snippets of our truth. And so I have a workshop right now that I work with young adults, and it's just so ironic that parents actually get on these workshops and they attend. So if their child don't attend, they're attending these workshops. So I now have opened it to both the parents and to the youth, because parents need to hear the same thing and to be on that same platform. And one of the things that I stress is that you have a voice. Youth have a voice. Everyone has a voice. But what happens a lot of times is that because we as adults are stuck in our own ways, we don't believe in hearing our children's voice until they become adults and now we want to hear. Or we don't believe in hearing our children's voice until they're telling us something that we don't want to hear. And so down to my 3-year-old, she has a voice. She's going to tell me what's bothering her. She's going to tell me what's wrong. She's going to tell me what she don't like. And she'll even tell me what it is that she doesn't want to do. She'll tell me that. And so I have to then make a sound decision to figure out why she doesn't want to do X, Y, Z, or am I going to go and demand her to do whatever it is that she needs to do? It depends on what she needs to do. The point is, she has a voice and she's comfortable enough with speaking her voice. And so if we don't allow our voice to be heard, we'll be silenced forever. And how dare we try to advocate for anyone else when we can't even advocate for ourselves? So your voice needs to be heard. Like you have to allow your voice to be heard. And it doesn't matter who doesn't agree with your voice or who doesn't agree with your truth, because it's your truth. It's your story. It's your perspective. And this is all you. And I think that's what's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. And we as parents have to create and foster that environment that says there is a freedom of speech. Now, we have to be respectful, but there is a freedom of speech. We have to be authentic. And so we have a couple of things our audience is saying. Kim Cheatham is asking, how did your family, I know you shared this a little earlier, but Kim Cheatham may not have heard it, but how did your family receive your speaking your truth?
Oh, so they were mad. They were mad. Thank you, Kim, for your question. They were so upset because there were things that was revealed that should not have been revealed in their eyes. They talked about, like, if my grandmother was alive, that she wouldn't have agreed. And so they still hold on to what your grandmother would have said, but your grandmother is not here. And so are you going to still hold on to the secrets of your past that died with your grandmother and that still now lives in you, but you're silencing it? Like, I can't, I can't worry about that. I have to worry about what's going to help me and what's not going to tear me down. Because what started happening was, before I wrote my book, I was always in an abusive relationship. I was always settling for things that I knew I shouldn't have settled for. And then I didn't know my worth or know who I was because I couldn't speak my truth. I didn't know, I was pouring all of this love out to these men and didn't know how to love myself. And then when the right man came along to really show me what love was, I couldn't receive it fully because I didn't know what the heck it was. So I kept pushing him away and kept fighting him and kept challenging him and kept, leave if you want to. I don't care. Like, I can do this. I've been doing it. I know how to do it, and it doesn't matter. And so it was just a no-brainer for me after a while. It was a no-brainer for me after a while. And so, family stopped talking to me. My aunt was probably she probably read maybe the first 20 to 30 pages of my book. And she called me up. She was like, I can't believe you this and I can't believe you that. And, da, 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 da. And she was so angry, my grandmother's daughter. And then she read the rest of the book the next day and then called me and said, I read your book. It was really a good book. I just didn't like the fact that that you had said everything, but you were right. And she was just apologizing for her blacking on me the first time. Because her story is in there. And people would say, well, why did you speak about other people's triumphs in your book? I said, because I need to show you what I went through and what I was around and what affected me even as a kid. That's the only reason of sharing it, not to go boast and really put you out there like that, but just this is what I went through. This is why things, ended the way they ended. So yes, Kim, they were pissed off.
So, to be honest, it's really your heart. Your heart is about freeing other people, not bashing folks. It's just really getting it out and expressing it. So in a course, dealing with your grandmother, dealing with your family, when you're breaking generational curses, it's not going to be a pretty thing. It's not going to be a pretty thing. And I was just sharing with my daughters, the importance of just understanding and seeing and have modeled, what love looks like and feels like, right? Because we, as a society, we have a tendency to accept abuse, whether it's varying levels of abuse and intensity of abuse, but it is because the conversation is all about men cheating, right? Not their homes, men being abusive, disrespectful. If that's the normal conversation, then guess what? That's what you're conditioned to believe is normal, and you never question it, right? And just like you said, you had to have God interrupt that for you with a good man, that he could come in and say, you've been accepting, and that's why you keep entering these relationships. You've been accepting this, but I'm going to show you what love really, really looks like. So now you'll be able to discern and appreciate what real love looks like. And that's, when you have a hunger, God says, what you do in secret, I will reward you openly. Because you have a secret heart to want more, to know more, to feel better, to be healthy. God said, I'm going to send her this man so that she really gets to see it, so that she can be freed from it. And I love how he was able to say to you, babe, everybody's not, even though they came in on the bloodline, don't mean they're your family.
Absolutely.
We don't get to pick that, but we can know how to navigate through it.
Right.
Absolutely. And so I want to talk to you I want to shift gears, and I want to talk about your Saturday program.
Yes.
Yeah, so we got to get the word out about this Saturday program.
Yes. And make sure you guys please share. So every first and third Saturday with Reveal to Heal, our organization, which is a nonprofit organization, we provide food to the community. Every first and third Saturday, we provide food to the community. So this Saturday is May 1st, and we will be we'll be providing the food. And so let me tell you, we have fed over 100 families. We just started in March. Our first, every Saturday, and God is just amazing. Every Saturday that we are there, we're feeding over 100 families. And we're not even talking about the individuals that's a part of the family. We're talking about just the when you think about families as a whole. And so we are just blessed to be able to provide food to our community. And it does not matter where you live. It does not matter where you live. I know some food pantries, you have to be living in that area. But for us, I don't care if you're from Connecticut and you was just passing through and saw us come. We're going to give you some food. And we don't give you crappy food, right? We give you really, really good food. It's really good. It's really, really good food. And let me tell you, our team is just so amazing. We have an amazing team. And that's just a team that work with Reveal to Heal. We also have volunteers that come out, and they are dedicated. Like, they are so dedicated when they come out. We have Christine. Christine Brown is a managing partner with Reveal to Heal. Her brother Steph, when he got a whiff of it coming out, listen, he come out to the food pantry to serve. He comes out when we have a load to just, put the food, getting the food and putting it away. He comes out and he is so dedicated and he is so humble with it. My two sons, they come out. My oldest son, he'll leave earlier, but my Daniel, my 16-year-old, he will stay there from the beginning to the end. He stays there because for him, and this is just what he shared, he said, like, I love when I go and put the boxes in their car and I see their face.
Oh, yes. Isn't
like, it's just so amazing. Like, it's just so amazing. Last week we had another young lady come out along with her mom. They both came out, and and they stayed I think they stop it. They stayed until it was all over, and they were out there and they were serving and they was helping, and they were out there at 7:30. And we start at 9, from 9 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And they came out there at 7:30, and they were out there and just helping and helping. And so we are definitely making a difference, but we are definitely blessing the people. We are definitely blessing the people who are in need. And that goes from our location, a lot of doctors. There's a lot of doctors. There's a lot of nurse technicians that are there. We give them food. The guys who do the mobile, that transport the elderly on the bus, the little bus, the mini buses. They come and they get their food. There's one guy, he's in a wheelchair, and before he goes upstairs to his appointment, he comes out. We know him by heart. He come and get his food. And we know what he eat, what he don't eat, because we're interactive with them.
Right.
One of the things we also have too is food. Clothing. We also are able, and we were blessed to be able to give clothing out to our families as well. Brand new clothing that is definitely very, very gently used. We're able to give that out, and we thank Dr. Vucci Mehta. Her organization is All Stars Foundation, and she partnered with us, and we're able to get those clothing for people. And they come out there. When we leave, we'll be lucky if we're left with at least 2 items of clothing. And so they come and they get these clothing. We have Pampers. It's just wipes. We have masks, gloves, sanitizer. I'm telling you, we are so fortunate to be able to be a blessing to these families.
And you're saying it very clearly that the need is great. And so, audience, she needs your support. She needs you to subscribe to the magazine. She needs you to donate. So her website is right up here for you to connect with her and donate to Reveal to Heal organization. She needs help. Like, she needs help. If you know how to write grants, reach out to her. If you know where there's funding, reach out to her and connect with her so that she can get the funding that she needs to take this to even another level. She's doing all the work. She's showing up consistently with her youth workshops that are now expanded to the parents, which is critical, because you can teach the child, but the biggest challenge is a child that has a parent that doesn't have their back. So now they're figure it out. So this is a huge blessing that she has the partnership of the parent and the child, and she can work with the both of them. So that's huge. And so we're really, really excited about that. I see your little man. So talk to us. Listen, we're going to get up a little bit impersonal. So talk to us about your family. You have such a beautiful, beautiful family.
Absolutely.
And we're entering into the Mother's Day zone. So let's talk about Mother's Day.
I know it's so amazing. But I just wanted to just piggyback off what you said, Marissa, in regards to the donations. Last Saturday, we were able, a guy who saw us out there from March, he saw us out there consistently until last Saturday, and he came up to us and he was just asking about the organization, and and just we're so friendly. If you're going to be serving the people, you have to be friendly. You got to smile. And this is just how we are. We are so transparent. We are just a loving, like, I love my team. And he said, no, I don't want anything. He said, I want to donate. So I said, okay, do you want to donate food? Do you want to donate clothing? So I can tell you which way to go. He said, no, I want to donate funds. I said, okay, so we can write your receipt. Do you want to write a check? He was like, no, I want to give you cash. And so I went upstairs, got the receipt, and then I asked him how much he wanted to donate. He donated $160 to our food pantry.
Wow.
I don't need, he was like, I don't need any of this. You try to get detail in the receipt so he can write it off. He was like, don't worry about it. He said, from when I saw you guys out here, and he lived across the wall, the fence, he said, I knew that I was going to be a part. And even the neighborhood that we're in, we knock on these doors, and even the neighborhood, if they don't want to partake or get anything from the food pantry, they donate it. One of the ladies, I knocked on her door, and she said, oh no, you're Octavia. And I had my hat on, and I had my glasses, my hoodie, and my coat. It was cold out, and I was like, yeah. And she was like, yes. She was like, you guys are doing amazing. She said, I went to your website already, and I donated. And I was like, wow. That is just amazing. So yes, so we definitely take donations, and our workshops are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The youth workshops / parents workshops are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4:30 to 6:30. Every Tuesday and Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30. You can be a part of this workshop, even your youth, for community service, because it's on their time, and it can be volunteerism. They can put this stuff on their resume, and you guys can also put it on your resume. You attended these types of workshops, and at the end of the workshops, which is June 9th, you also receive a certificate for attending, a certain amount of workshops. So you guys still have time to receive a certificate, but you have to attend consistently. Okay, so just sure.
So these are the workshops are virtual.
The workshops are virtual, yes. And so if you can follow me, I don't have a flyer on hand, but you can follow me on my page. The flyers is always there. We're always circulating the flyers on the website. Marissa is always circulating the flyers as well. And so you guys can definitely can get the workshop flyer from the not only from the website, but also from social media.
Yeah, and I just want to piggyback on when you give, you're sowing a seed, right? So you give to be a blessing, and then it comes back to you. When you're doing good always comes back to you. So you're sowing a seed into this, this organization, ministry. You're sowing a seed, and that always comes back, and you always get blessed when you give. And so be sure to sow a seed. Kim said, may God continue to bless this endeavor. So thank you, Kim, for your blessing. Yeah. And so, like we said, you can subscribe to the Take Back magazine, because it is the Take Back magazine. You can subscribe. That's a way of being a blessing. Those proceeds go right to the organization and all the services and programs that they provide. And it's just, it's just huge what you're doing. And it's commendable that you don't have to do this. Like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do. You can piggyback with somebody else. But one thing about having your own organization is you can ensure that your vision is being fulfilled. You can ensure that the proceeds that are given to the organization are going to impact directly the people that you have been called to or assigned to bless. That's the one thing about having your own foundation, is you control and for a fact that the money went where you really want it to be. But it is a sacrifice of your life, because like I was getting ready to say, you have a family.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I want them to know how your family structure because it's amazing that you get all of this stuff done with your family. So share a little bit about your family, girl.
Yes. So I have 5 children. I have an 18-year-old. He just turned 18 in February. I have a 16-year-old. I have a 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. All boys except my 3-year-old. My last child's a girl. Thank you, God. There's no more. That's it. Totally. I'm done.
What a beautiful family. Like, what a beautiful amount of children. And because we're automatically looked upon as children are automatically, from the time we can understand anything, don't be having no kids. They're a burden. We need to reverse that conversation and say, don't, reserve your body for it's the temple of the Holy Spirit, or reserve your body because you're too young to experience intimacy. We need to have that conversation instead of being brainwashed since we're little kids that kids are bad and you should not have them because they're financial debt. And oh my God, it's just the mindset that we have about having our children, I think can be so detrimental to us really enjoying the experience of parenting and just really, really being free to love our kids unconditionally. Because then we have a preconditioned attitude towards our offspring that says you're a pain in the butt, you're a burden, because we've been conditioned prior to having them that they are not a blessing, they're a curse. And that's the real talk, right? That's the real deal. And so I love the fact, because I'm telling you, if that conversation was different, I would have known what it was like to be a parent, and like the opportunity that you have to be a blessing to the community by the child you raise. Oh my God, I would have been like you. I probably would have had 5. I would want my body back at some point.
I know, at some point.
I would have had more. I believe that I would have had more children. I didn't even, growing up, I just didn't even want to have children. It was God's choice for me to have children because he knew if I didn't have it by accident, then I probably wouldn't have them. And so he made that choice for me, and I'm forever thankful for it because I just believe that that's such a beautiful experience. I mean, to be a mom is such a beautiful experience. And Aisha is saying, looking forward to doing so many amazing things with Reveal to Heal Consulting. All right. So you guys got something cooking over there. And so I am wishing you guys all the best with that. And so share with us, because we are coming to a close, share with us some of your thoughts. Oh, and also, again, share with them about the amazing opportunity they have to be featured in the magazine at a low cost.
Yes, you guys, please make sure you share this interview. Definitely an amazing interview. And you guys are able to be featured in the Take Back magazine for a special discount of $30. The original feature. And this is my 5-year-old. This is Noah Bear.
Hey, Noah.
Allergies are kicking his butt right now.
Oh, poor baby.
And so you guys are able to be featured inside the Take Back magazine for only $30. The original price is $197. And so all proceeds are going towards the Rise and Hope House and youth aging out of foster care. And so guys, just think about this. Get down for 1 second. This is my 8-year-old BJ. He wants to be camera. Don't be surprised. The other one will be coming shortly.
I know.
And so, and this is so passionate to my heart. We just had Ma'Khia Bryant. Ma'Khia Bryant was just murdered viciously by the police. 16-year-old who was waving a knife from a fight that she ended up calling the police, to come to her rescue, and then she ended up being murdered.
Wow. So she's the one that was on the 911 call.
Yes, she was the one that called. And so there was so many negative things being said. Like when I tell you like the horrific things that was being said about this 16-year-old girl who was in foster care, by the way, and who was trying to fight for her life. Having a knife, was wrong, but was it really wrong in the circumstances that she was in? Was it really wrong that she was trying to defend herself? And all I could do was kind of think back to me. All I can do, I need you to go out for a second. All I can do was kind of think back to me and think back when I was in the system. When I was in the system and there were times when I was jumped, when I was ganged, when I was beat, when I was all of these different things. And what was I going to do to protect myself? Thinking back when I was in the system and being raised in this dysfunction and then leaving, aging out of the system to get into more dysfunction, another abusive relationship. only again to be a part of a thug fight. Only girl, be a part of a thug fight, and then now I end up holding the gun. I end up holding the gun now. Now I'm gonna kill somebody because this is all I knew. I knew that my life was gonna be worth nothing. I was gonna die or I was going to jail, but somebody was gonna be taken out. And as I pulled the trigger to that gun, how it jammed.
Wow.
How more bullets came out. How God saved lives right then and there.
Right.
The only thing that I can think about. Why? Because I too was a foster child that you guys are talking mess about. You have no idea.
Yeah. You can't.
So when I asked you guys for the support, when I asked you guys for the financial support, when I'm asking you guys to be featured in these magazines, trust me, the money, the proceeds don't go to waste. It goes towards these youth aging out of foster care to get them to see. Yes, we have the services, and yes, we can work with these individuals and families, which we are doing. We're going to continue to do. But one of the big things is that if these kids and these young adults don't have a stable place to live, they're not listening.
Yeah.
They're going to listen, but so far, they're not going to really take it in. They're going to hear you for the moment, and then they leave your office, and they're right there in defense mode in the streets of what they know.
Yeah.
So why can't we raise them up and have a stable place for them to live so now they can digest what it is that we are trying to teach them, the life skills, the mentoring, the anger management, the counseling, understanding that there's no cliche with therapy. You need it. You've been traumatized. Let's go. Let's get it. Level up. It's healing time. Why can't we do it?
Yeah.
We can't do it alone.
And so you need the money. And so you need the people to listen. I mean, it's a double whammy. You're getting featured. And Octavia, just post the take the Take Back magazine, post it so that they can actually see how it's delivered on your page, and so they can see the quality of the publication, and they can see that they're getting quality professional. $30 is like, what? You should be paying the $197. You should just pay the one because it's a nonprofit organization, but she'll take the $30 because we'll take what you can get so that you can build up. You know, when 10 people give you $30, that's $300. That's better than no dollar. So please make sure that you are supporting. Let's be about it, not just talk about it. And so support. And I like the fact that you were so transparent and telling, because the point of your program is to equip them, is to help to reveal the issues and begin the healing process, and through all of that, equip them, because the issue is, the gap is, when they come out of foster care, they're still not prepared, and that's they continue to go down a destructive path, because they've not been taught and they've not been fully equipped with what they need and what it takes to survive successfully, and thrive successfully. And so you oh, wow. You bring up some really, really needed conversation. And we're going to have to have you back on a regular basis. And what we're doing is, with the Own It magazine and with TCS, is we're really beginning to have, because there's so many aspects of what I do in regards to hitting all those areas, hitting love relationships, hitting parenting, hitting our young people in self-leadership. So we're going to begin to have you back on a regular basis on the BTG, Bridging the Gap Strategy for Student Success Foundation. We're going to have you come on there on a regular basis so we can address together those issues and give tips to parents, young people, organizations on how they can help young people become more and more CEOs of their own lives. They are CEOs. They are the chief executive officers of their own lives, and they have to make executive decisions. So we have to invoke that in them. We have to get them to awaken to the power is in their hand to choose, and that there is a support system there that's going to help them to make that transition. And so this is incredible. I told you, organic conversations to me are so much better than just asking questions, and being transparent and owning it and being authentic and telling the truth is so important in having a stage out show, because we're not getting to the issues. And so that's what I love about spending time with you, Octavia. We have real conversations, real talk, and we come together with real solutions. So it's not just talk, it's solutions. And I thank you for smacking my hands because I didn't know she was the 911 caller.
Yeah.
See, I heard the 911 call, but I didn't hear. And I'm upset about the operator because the operator did not seem proactive enough. She seemed like she was in some serious trouble. And we've been there. So you've been in foster care, but me, light skin with hazel eyes, I still had to deal with the same issues you had with people coming for me. And that's why I'm the fighter I am today, because they kept coming for me. So you taught me how to kick you behind. And so today I don't shrink back. I'm leaning in. You want to come for me? Come for me. But I tell you what, I know that experience of kids following me home from school, just haunting me behind, and to the point where you just like, okay, you know what? I had enough. I'm going to kick you behind because I already know I can whip you. So I already know I can go there. I'm trying to avoid that. And so, you know, I could hear that in her call when she was calling. She's like, these girls done came to my house.
Yeah.
She was home. She done came to my house, and now they're trying. I did not know she was the 911 caller. So I thank you for correcting me, because I was like, she was going in on that girl. She was in defense mode, and now you understand it, because she's in shock.
Yeah.
She's in fight or flight mode, and when you're in fight or flight mode, you can't think. You're just surviving. And so I thank you for sharing that, because that was very good information for me. And so anyway, thank you, Mark, for joining in, checking me, and Octavia. Mark Wiggins is on. So thank you very much, Mark, for chiming in. And
thank you, Tobia, for chiming in. Thank you, Tobia.
Tobia, yes. And so, all right, Octavia, close us out. Have your closing comments.
Listen, thank you. So listen, you guys, you can definitely follow me on all my social media websites, social media pages, our websites. Stay tuned with our websites. Make sure you subscribe to the magazine. Make sure you are featured, or you feature your mom in the magazine, and then you can get a printed copy, so you can just have that for keepsake. It's just something. It's something amazing to be able to do for your loved one, right? And also know that every month, we have a different theme every month, and you are able to be featured in the magazine. Your business is able to be featured in the magazine, your product, whatever it is that you are doing to uplift the community, you're able to be featured in the magazine. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. And so our prices are going to go back to our $197, but for the month of May, they're just giving that discounted special. Is Mother's Day, and we just want to be able to feature your mom in a unique way. It's definitely something that is different. Please make sure you like our business pages. Again, it's Revealed to Heal Consulting Services. We have two business pages, the LLC, and then we have the nonprofit. The LLC is with the number 2. The nonprofit is with the word TO. And so that's the difference. For your birthday. All right now. That's right. That's right, Kim. So again, I thank you, Marissa, for allowing me to come onto your platform. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for the whole team for being here with me, for being here with us. Thank you guys for your continued support. And thank you guys for joining in. We know that it's a Sunday, tomorrow's school. We know work. You guys have a lot of things to do, but you did not find it robbery to be here. So I definitely thank you. Thank you for all of those who are going to watch the replay, because I know you guys are going to go back. And you can catch it too on your YouTube too, right, Marissa?
Yes. And we'll share the link, so you'll be able to share the link as well. And so that's Mark. So Mark is the one who has the birthday coming up.
That's Mark. Sorry, Mark.
So you and Mark are May babies. And
babies. That's why I love you so much.
And Mark, we'll do a quick shout out. Mark is from Off the Bench magazine. Octavia's magazine is the Take Back. And it's really bringing awareness and equipping our young people who are aging out of foster care. We also want, and she's looking for partnerships of those people who provide services to this population of people. And then those who want to just get involved, you may have some training programs that young people can benefit from, life skill development programs. You may have internships, whatever it is that you know that the partnership and the collaboration with Reveal to Heal would just bring so many blessings and opportunities between the two organizations and the people they serve. You need to connect. That's what the Own It platform is all about. It's all about having a freedom to connect with people who are going to impact, make a difference, and do things that are life-changing to humanity, to the people. We need people healing. People need to feel loved. They need to feel like they're valued. There's so much going on in the world today. People just want to, they just need to know that they're loved, that they're seen, that they're heard, and that they're important. And so I'm really excited. Thank you so much, Octavia, for taking time out. This was a last minute interview, and I'm so glad because, you know, her coach is busy. So I'm so glad that counted robbery, and you would have never known this was we put together today. And so I share that to say that be fluid and flexible. When you're fluid and flexible, beautiful things happen. Absolutely. And so thank you. All right, Noah.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to really say thank you so very much for chiming in tonight. The magazine is the Take Back magazine. As you can see on the screen, it's the Reveal to Heal Consulting Families.org. Please don't count it robbery to connect with Octavia and donate. Get involved. Every donation makes a huge impact. It all adds up, and we have got to, if we are in a place of blessing others, we have got to bless. We got to sow seeds, and as we sow seeds into the ground, the harvest is much bigger, the return is much bigger, and that is a beautiful, rich soil to sow your seed in. Reveal to Heal. And so thank you so very much again, Octavia, for being with us tonight. And thank you all. And guys, have an amazing week. Be blessed in all that you do. And we will see you this Thursday because we are continuing our special interviews with I Am a Woman Empowered, the anthology with Angela Lewis. We're really, really excited about that. And we will see you on Thursday. That is at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ashley, we love you. We miss you so very much. I was not as speedy and on top with changing the ticker tape down here. But just know that we love you and we truly appreciate you. Take care, people, and God bless.